Good Sunday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone had a fantastic Sunday. I'm your host for South Carolina Weather, Jesse Peterson, and let's go on and talk about your very impactful and very informative update for tonight. We have a lot to talk about. We got to talk about this week's weather for September the 1st through September the 7th. We have to talk about the forecast for September, and then we are going to talk about the forecast for fall. So, we are going to get into all of that. So, you got to get started. Also, if you're just watching this and it's only in the beginning, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you have not already, hit the share button as well. And let's go ahead and get started. So, looking at the radar right now, we do have some downpours up here: Chester, Lancaster, Union, Rock Hill, South Carolina, as well as up here in northern Greenville and in western portions of McCormick. The low country of South Carolina is doing fine. The PD region of South Carolina is doing fine. So, not really much to talk about in those areas. Here is our entire United States radar right here. See that we do have some showers, some downpours going through the northeast right now, as well as over here inside of Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia as well as over here inside of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas as well, and as well as Florida receiving some rain and some downpours, as well as up here inside of Arizona, Nevada, as well as Oregon, as well receiving some rainfall. But if we go into like the central U.S., as well as the Midwest, the Great Lakes region, also receiving some nice conditions, not much going on in terms of that area, but kind of forms like a little boundary. You can kind of see it like this, kind of goes upward, and where this entire region right here taken over by a nice high pressure almost, and everything else getting showers and thunderstorms. Here is our cloud cover. Cloud cover right now is actually pretty high, especially in the upstate of South Carolina and northern South Carolina. We do have some cloud cover throughout those regions, and some low clouds are isolated in there, up there near the far upstate. But look at the low country PD region of South Carolina not receiving any cloud cover at all. Even parts of the Midlands as well are not receiving much thunderstorm or not much cloud cover at all. Here is our cloud cover for the future. As you push this forward, cloud cover again will continue as we go all the way through tonight, as we go into tomorrow morning for our Labor Day. Again, nothing much really going on except for just some cloud cover. Northern ports of South Carolina, low country of South Carolina, PD region of South Carolina. In terms of our current temperatures, 80 in Columbia, 79 in Charleston, 80 in Myrtle Beach, 75 in Rock Hill, 73 in Greenville, Anderson, Spartanburg, 75 in Union, 80 in Augusta, 79 in Beaufort, 77 in Savannah, 80 in Orangeburg, 77 in Moncks Corner, in Georgetown, 79 in King Street, 80 inside of Sumter, Florence, 79 in Bennettsville. Here's our low temperatures for tonight: 72 in Columbia, 76 in Charleston, 76 in Hilton Head Island, 75 in Myrtle Beach, 68 Rock Hill, 69 in Spartanburg, 69 in Greenville, 70 in Anderson, 68 in Greenwood, 69 in Newberry, 71 in Aiken, and as well as Barnwell, 72 in Orangeburg, Sumter, and 73 in Florence as well. And then here's our forecast precipitation for the next 24 or so hours. Again, pretty much like a 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch possible. Greenville, Spartanburg, 10th of an inch to a quarter of an inch possible in Lawrence, Greenwood, Columbia, Florence, Cheraw as well. Quarter of an inch to a half an inch, Barnwell, Walterboro, Moncks Corner, or sorry, not Moncks Corner, but Charleston, Rock Hill, and Lawrence as well. Maybe even Aiken as well. And then we may even have a good half an inch to an inch possible in Moncks Corner, Myrtle Beach, Georgetown, and then maybe even 1 to 1.5 inches isolated in the PD region of South Carolina. So, do have a potential for some inch to possibly even at 1.5 inches. And then even as we move through the SPC outlook for tonight as well, you can kind of see we do have a marginal risk of severe weather all the way that they just canceled actually, so now it's just a TSTM. So just a regular everyday thunderstorms possible throughout the entire state of South Carolina. Same thing with tomorrow. Tomorrow we do have a threat for thunderstorms throughout the entire state, And Tuesday for the low country and PD region of South Carolina, we do have a chance for some thunderstorms through that area. So that's everything through there. As we move through the excessive rainfall outlook, as we go through tonight, through around 12 o'clock in the morning, not much except for a minor risk for some flooding up there near the upstate region and the northern Midlands, as well as we go into the Labor Day region, or the Labor Day tomorrow. We in the Low Country region, PD region, Southern Midlands region, we do have some minor flooding that's possible going through tomorrow. Nothing for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We do have a threat for some minor flooding going through on Thursday. Before we talk about the tropics, we're going to go on and we're going to talk about the models real quick, just for the short-term future. Here is the 18Z right here. I'm going to go on ahead and push this back, and we're going to move it to around 9 o'clock. As we push this forward, showers, thunderstorms still continue even as we get to around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning in the upstate of South Carolina. And then maybe even some showers and downpours going through the low country of South Carolina as well. And that will continue even as we get to around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow for our Labor Day. And you see like a lot of precipitation is really going on along the coastal regions, which is why we have that minor risk of flooding for tomorrow. Just that heavy rainfall that will kind of be more consistent. Even as we go to around 10, 11 o'clock p.m. tomorrow to 12 o'clock in the morning, still showers and thunderstorms near the PD region, the coastal regions, and maybe starting it up again early in the morning for against the coastline of South Carolina, pretty much the low country coastline. So that's pretty much everything in terms for the future for the next 48 or so hours. Here's the National Hurricane Center. As we go through the 7-day outlook, we do have disturbance number 1 over here. A broad area of low pressure just offshore the upper Texas coast continues to produce some disorganized showers and thunderstorm activity near the coast of Texas and Louisiana and over the adjacent waters of the northwestern Gulf of Mexico. This system is expected to meander near the coast for the next couple of days, and some slow development is possible if it remains offshore by Tuesday. The system is forecast to move inland, and further development is not expected. Regardless, heavy rains could cause some flash flooding across portions of coastal Louisiana and the upper Texas coast during the next couple of days. So not really expected anymore, but we still have a good 10% on it. Here's disturbance 2. Disorganized shower and thunderstorm activity continues in association with a tropical wave located a couple hundred miles east of the Lesser Antilles. The disturbance is expected to move westward and reach the Lesser Antilles on Monday, then cross the eastern Caribbean Sea on Tuesday. Environmental conditions are forecast to become more conducive for development while the system moves across the central and western Caribbean Sea during the middle and later parts of next week, or this week, I should say, and a tropical depression could form during that time. Regardless of development, the system will cause some gusty winds and some locally heavy rainfall over portions of the Lesser Antilles tonight and Monday. Here is disturbance number 3 right here. A tropical wave is forecast to move offshore of the west coast of Africa by Monday. Thereafter, environmental conditions could support some slow development of the system throughout the week, while it moves slowly westward or west-northwestward over the eastern tropical Atlantic. So, no chance of forming within the next 48 hours, but a 30% chance for the next 7 days. And for number 2 over here, a 10% chance of forming through the next 48 hours, but a 40% chance over the next 7 days. So, that's pretty much all going on for the tropics. Honestly, still kind of a bit down. I'm not gonna lie, downtrended a little bit from yesterday. We'll check on the ensembles real quick, but let's first talk about the regular. Or actually, no, we'll talk about the tropics. We'll talk about the regular thing with the weekly forecast. So actually, let's go on and let's talk about the tropics real quick and just show you what I'm talking about here. So here's the European model right here. You can see that as you go into like, let's go to the ensemble member right here. You see all these blues and these light blues and stuff like that. That's nice, like high pressure almost. And then you can see when it comes to like over here in the tropics, you kind of see this is our disturbance 2 right here. It's trying to continue, and it's not really gonna do much. But some models, obviously, like a 986 right here, is forecast to go up toward like Florida, Georgia, places like that. And that's around like September the 11th ish. So again, that's just 246 hours out, and then there's obviously one that goes over here as well, that goes over towards Texas. So honestly, again, very not as much as we've seen. We can go to a different ensemble though. Here's the GEFS right here. GEFS has this thing a lot more organized and has a lot more members to it going all throughout the Gulf Coast. So again, we're going to watch out for that as well. And even as we go to the GEPS, GEPS has this thing not really doing much except for going up towards Louisiana, actually. So everywhere, let me get my pen real quick. Everywhere in this entire area right here, honestly, still needs to be paying attention. I saw some people saying, well, I mean, like, you could, breathe a sigh of relief. You might not, experience anything, but still, it is possible. It is possible. It's not impossible, but this entire area right here definitely needs to be watching for this just in case something does happen. So that's pretty much that in turn for the tropics. No threat to South Carolina with anything right now seems to be. So we're going to go on and talk about the week. We're going to talk about the week first. And then we are going to talk about then we're going to talk about the thing for this month, for the month of September. And then we'll talk about the thing for fall as well, the forecast for this week, September, and fall as well. Let me go on and change this up real quick. We go to the weekly climate right here. There we go. We're going to go and do precipitation first. In terms of precipitation, let me move that in a little bit. In terms of precipitation this week, actually will be above average. I don't think that's really a surprise to anybody. If I was to be honest, I don't. We have been seeing above average precipitation for some time now, even though it doesn't seem like it, especially because some regions have not gotten rain in a while. But right now, above average rainfall for the week of September the 1st through September the 7th, and even as we get through to the temperature map, something different that we have not seen, I don't think, for a while, is below average temperatures. We have not seen this for a while, and honestly, that will be because a cold front, yes, a cold front, will be moving through the region. It will be moving through portions of North Carolina and probably go through portions of South Carolina as well. So we're going to have to watch out for a cold front this week, while wind temperatures actually will drop. And one thing that I can say with that as well is that I don't think that we have a threat for any more 100-degree temperature marks. I think that we can still see some feel-like temperatures at 100 degrees somewhere. Obviously, that isolated area that might get 100 degrees. But right now, on a widespread level, I don't really see us getting to the 100-degree mark, except for maybe feel-like temperatures. But colder than average this week. And we can go over to the GFS as well. Here we can talk about the southeast. Here's like the temperature anomalies as you push this forward. Look at the kind of like the diversity in terms of high temperatures and low temperatures. And even as you get into like September the 3rd and September the 4th, look at these below average temperatures. We can have 20-degree below average temperatures inside of Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Missouri, Illinois, and Kentucky as well. And that will continue. I mean, almost the entire eastern U.S. will be below average. So that's pretty much, except for Florida, because Florida is always above average. But that's pretty much what we're going to be seeing for the next 6 to 10, maybe up to 14 days or so. And in terms of precipitation as well, let's talk about that real quick. So here's our map right here. Let's push this forward. Showers, thunderstorms will continue as we get to the 2nd and the 3rd. But look at the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th, kind of bringing some, not really too much rain. I say actually the 4th and the 5th, not really bringing much rain, but the 6th and the 7th could potentially bring some thunderstorm activity as we get through the 6th and the 7th. So we have to watch out for that. As we get through the 9th and the 10th, still showers and thunderstorms continuing near the coastal regions. And as we get to the 13th and the 14th, and there goes our low pressure that we're watching right here. And it kind of has it becoming like just some disorganized low pressure that's going to bring a bunch of rain going into September the 17th. So a lot to digest there, but pretty much shower thunderstorm activity will continue. But as we get to around the 4th and the 5th, we may see a little bit of a break in terms of widespread precipitation. So I do want to go on and I do want to talk about the month of September, actually. So I'm going to go back. We're going to go here. Here is September, right here. And then we're going to go to the eastern U.S. Here is temperature anomalies for this month. The month of September will actually be below average in terms of temperatures actually this month. Kind of a bit like you can kind of see the whites. We do have some spots that does have some oranges or maybe some yellows in it, but in terms of the entire state, around about average or maybe a bit below average in terms for the state. And then as you move into precipitation as well, you can see that we do have some nice above average precipitation as we get through this month as well. Also, don't want to forget to talk about fall as well. For the season of fall going through September, October, and November, we will have some above average temperatures going through this fall. Will not really be below average, kind of actually seems to be almost above average for almost everybody. And even as you get into precipitation as well, I can only guess that it will probably be above average, and it kind of is. Kind of around the same, if not maybe a bit above average in terms of rainfall for some areas near like the PD region of South Carolina. So that's for fall, and I think that about covers that. I can't go too far into the future because like obviously there's some stuff that I can't go too far out for, or else I would just be, or else it's just not that accurate for. So I would have to, I can only like restrict it to around 300 to 400 hours, so I can only show y'all like anomalies and stuff like that and seeing what that shows. But I think that that's it pretty much in terms for the forecast for this week, September, and fall as well. So as that is concluded, let's go and let's talk to the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Let's go on and zoom my way in, and let's see what they have to say. My cousin Thad says, "Good evening, Joseph. How are things with you? Things with me are going fine." Mr. Anthony says, "Good evening, JP. Good evening." My Nana says, "Hello, Jay. Hello." And my cousin Cheryl says, "Hi, Joseph. Hi." And that's about it in terms of chats. I don't see any more questions. I don't see any more anything like that. Seems like that's about all that is. Just another quick reminder, if you have not hit the like button yet, go on and do it. We have 11 people in the live stream right now, but only 8 likes right now. So we still have a little bit longer. A little bit of some more catching up to do in terms of likes. But here is our San Antonio Raleigh forecast. And then if I'm not missing anything, or if we have any questions, I'll be out of here for tonight. So as we move through tonight, probably have some scattered showers and downpours around you even as you go through tonight. And then as you get into tomorrow, chance for some shower and thunderstorm activity as you go into around 3-4 o'clock p.m. on tomorrow. And then as you move through to around 11 o'clock p.m., we do have some showers and some thunderstorm activity going on for portions of kind of like western San Antonio near like Hondo, Castroville, Texas, Lake Hills, Texas, Bandera, Texas, Bourne, Texas as well, and Devine, Texas as well. But that's going to continue through, and it's not really going to do much in terms of rain in terms of that anymore. Here is our temperature map right here. Let's talk about your temperatures. Let's wait for this to load up. In terms of likes, let's see where we're at. Okay, everyone has hit the like button, so that's good. That's good. Let's go on and check and see what's going on here. Looks like my stream may be trying to buffer a little bit, so if it is buffering on your end, it should be fine now. But as you go through tonight, low temperature seems to be around 73, high temperatures tomorrow around 87. Low temperatures tomorrow night seems to be around 74, and then high temperatures going into around 87, 88, 89 in San Antonio for your Tuesday. But as you move up here to Raleigh, North Carolina, you can see a lot's already going on. You have flood advisories already up, or flash flood warnings already up, and it actually does have a considerable threat with it already. So some flash flooding is already occurring already. But as you go through tonight, low temperatures are around 71, high temperatures tomorrow at around 77, low temperatures tomorrow night at around 60, 59-ish, and then high temperatures going to around 73 on Tuesday. In terms of composite reflectivity, go ahead and get this pulled up right here. In terms of precipitation, still says that there's a threat for some thunderstorms to potentially push through through around like 12 o'clock in the morning-ish, maybe even going to around 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. But as you get through tomorrow for your Labor Day, not much. Maybe some rain showers possible 12 o'clock p.m. and 1 o'clock p.m. going through around to 3, 4 o'clock. That's when that's going to end Labor Day or Labor Day night. Not really going to do much. Same thing for Tuesday. Let's check out both of y'all's severe weather real quick. Let's go on and move my way out. Nothing for tonight except for Raleigh does have a threat for some scattered flash flooding. Obviously, some already ongoing. San Antonio does have a minor risk of flooding on Monday. Same thing with Tuesday. Nothing for Wednesday and nothing for Thursday for either region. Also, Raleigh is under a marginal risk of severe weather as you go through today. And not really anything else. But it should have actually just expired, actually, so you should be fine there. But I think that that's it pretty much in terms for tonight. Still at 207. We're trying to get to 250 by September 26th. It's now officially September. We have 26 days remaining until that's the end of trying to reach our goal to 250. So if you have not shared it to anyone yet, or if you have not hit the subscribe button yet, go on and please do that. It can be anyone that you've met inside South Carolina. It could be pretty much anyone, even outside of South Carolina. It does not have to be just inside of South Carolina. And it's free. You don't have to pay for a thing. And I'm giving you free weather just for you to hit 2 buttons. That's pretty much all it is. I'm giving you free weather just for you to hit 2 buttons. That's all you need to do. So hopefully that gives you a bit more insight on why I want you to hit the subscribe button for me, please. But that's pretty much everything in terms for tonight. So hopefully everyone has a fantastic rest of your week, September and fall, as we are moving into that period now. I will be back tomorrow morning with another forecast update, so hopefully everyone has a fantastic Sunday evening, and I will be back tomorrow morning with another forecast update for your Labor Day forecast update.
Hey!